So let's talk about attribution. So what is attribution? Attribution is a product of importance of a variable x in the equation fx and the variable value. It should satisfy sensitivity and implementation invariance conditions. So for example, let's take a simple neural network where fx comma y is equal to ax plus by. So we are taking a simple equation just to make the calculations easier, and we are just assuming a single layer neural network. So in this case the weights are a comma b, and these are also known as gradients of the equation. So this tells us the importance of the variables x and y respectively. But still, for the gradient to be used in the attribution, we need to verify sensitivity and implementation invariance conditions. But for now, let's assume gradient is giving us the importance, and in that case attribution is nothing but the product of ax and the product of by. So the two conditions to be satisfied are sensitivity and implementation invariance, and we'll see what is sensitivity and baseline value. Sensitivity is nothing but if you're having a function fx comma y, and if you're changing only the variable x by keeping the value of variable y constant, the predictions difference of the prediction after changing the variable x and before changing the variable x, so the prediction of fx would be the attribution of x. So for example, let's take initial fxy is ax naught plus by, and let's change the x0 to x1, so it will be ax1 plus by. So the difference of the predictions is a of x1 minus x0, so that is nothing but the attribution of x. So here x0 is the baseline value. So what is a baseline value? Baseline value is a value at which the importance of variable x is 0. So if there is a value at which the x variable is not contributing anything towards the prediction of fx comma y, that is the baseline value. So let's take an example where the baseline value is giving us the prediction of 0. So we get 0 predictions at baseline values for 0 coefficients of x and y. So 0 coefficients of x and y means x and y is contributing nothing towards the prediction, so we get 0 into x plus 0 into y, that is 0. So baseline values are generally given as mode values or black or noisy images in images. So what is implementation invariance? So let's take two neural networks having same input and same output. So we say those two neural networks are functionally similar, though the implementation details of the hidden layers differ and are very different. So we say that the neural networks are functionally similar because the attributions doesn't depend on how the hidden layers are implemented. It only depends on the input and the output. Basically, it's like assigning blame or importance to each variable in a linear equation, saying how important a variable is or how unimportant the variable is. So we can verify this using a chain rule, because we are using chain rule in backpropagation to assign the variable importance by decreasing it by error for all the layers. Similarly, if we are using attributions, we should also assign the blame to all the variables, decreasing it by some level. So in this case, if we don't have a chain rule, we can't back propagate the errors or the attributions to all the layers. So we understood what is sensitivity, implementation invariance, and baseline value is. So now let's see an equation f of x is equal to 1 minus ReLU of 1 minus x. So we take this equation instead of ax plus by because most of the neural networks have an activation function to make the equation nonlinear. So this is a case of simple nonlinear equation where we check sensitivity and implementation invariance. So the baseline for this equation, let's assume the baseline for the x is 0, and we'll just substitute x is equal to 0 and we get f of x is equal to 1. For x is equal to 1, we get f of x value to be 1. For x is equal to 2 also, we would be getting f of x value to be 1. So from there on, if you further increase 3, 4, 5, we will not get any difference in f of x because the function from x is equal to 1 is straight line. So the equation lies flat from x is equal to 1. Let's check the sensitivity on our new function 1 minus ReLU of 1 minus x. So when we differentiate the function, we get f of x is equal to 0 when x is equal to 1 because all the values are flat after x is equal to 1. So the gradient is 0 when x is equal to 1. So basically the equation falls flat after x is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1 is kind of reaching a peak point and the equation is flat, which means the differentiation of the equation at x is equal to 1 is giving us a 0 value. So but the x is equal to 1 is not our baseline value. As we discussed before, x is equal to 0 is our baseline value, and the attributions can't be 0 when a value is not at its baseline. So attributions can only be 0 when the value of the variable is at the baseline. When the variable value is not at the baseline, it can't have 0 attributions. For this case, we can reject that the gradients are not and cannot be attributions for this new equation 1 minus ReLU of 1 minus x. So let's see a new method for calculating the attributions. So this is called integrated gradient approach. So what are we doing here? So previously our formula to calculate the attributions is x into different d by dx of f of x. So that is giving our attributions. But as you saw before, the sensitivity is not followed in the attributions if we take gradient as our importance factor. So we need to have another factor to calculate the importance of the variables for the attributions. So as you can see here, this is the new formula for that approach. So if you see in the formula, there is an integration. So what are we integrating here? So previously we have just performed differentiation at a particular point, like d by dx of f of x. So that is called instantaneous differentiation. Now what are we doing is, instead of differentiating at a single point, we are taking baseline x dash and we are differentiating from x dash to x, and we are integrating all the gradients along the path. So that is from the baseline x dash to x. It would be a straight line along which we are finding a gradients and we are integrating all the gradients. So what is alpha here? Alpha is a point in our straight line. So we are integrating and we are multiplying with the x minus x dash to get our new attributions value. So let's see if this follows sensitivity and implementation invariance. So let's see if the new method is satisfying sensitivity and implementation invariance. So what is sensitivity? Let's take 2 points a comma b on x, where a A is at the baseline and B is another value on the X. So when we are doing the difference of the predictions at B and A, we are getting the value which is exactly the attributions. So if you are able to verify that, then our new integrated gradient approach is satisfying the sensitivity. Let's see. So what are we doing in our formula? We are differentiating the gradient at the each point from A to B, and we are integrating all the points. So any point on the line A to B is alpha. So we are doing that. We are exactly summing up all the gradients along the path from A to B at each point alpha, and we are integrating them. So we can say that the sensitivity is satisfied. So what is implementation invariance? So implementation invariance can be verified if we are able to say that the method is following chain rule. So our new integrated gradient approach is based on the integration of the gradients along the path from A to B. So we know that the gradient method follows the chain rule. So we can say that the implementation invariance is also being satisfied by the new method. So let's visualize. So let's try to visualize integrated gradient approach. As you can see here, this is an image. So we are predicting the objects in the image. We are using AlexNet trained on ImageNet dataset model. So that is the previous approach, the first approach. So this is a fireboat, and you can see here in the image it's predicting with good accuracy, like 0.99 probability. So the model which we are using, it's accurate. Now we shall see if it's correctly giving the attributions. So let's see the attributions for the image which we just saw. So as you can see here in the image, we cannot make any sense of the fireboat. The white color here in the image is at random points, which is not definitely the shape of the fireboat. So you can see here the approach which we initially had for calculating the attributions by multiplying weight. So here we are multiplying the weight of each pixel with a pixel value. Ideally we should see kind of more intensity at the places where the fireboat is placed. We should see a shape similar to a fireboat, so that we can understand, by seeing the attributions we can understand the model is not only giving the correct predictions but also taking the right weights for the right pixels in classifying the image as the correct fireboat image. Because it's also important that the predictions are not only made correctly but they are made taking the right criteria from the image. So let's see the attribution at different alpha values. So as we saw in the equation, alpha is a point along the path from x dash to x. So there is a straight line from baseline value x dash to x. So along the path there is a value alpha. So alpha is a point along that line. So if you see here, we are kind of taking the gradients of the image at different intensities. So we are taking the gradients of the image at different intensities and we are multiplying with the image pixel value. So basically we are doing the integrated gradient approach here, but instead of doing the integration of all the gradients, we are just taking a alpha value and we are kind of finding the gradient at that particular value and multiplying with the pixel value. So if you can see here from the top to bottom, at the top left you can see the alpha is 0.02 and so on. You can see there is a good amount of intensity at 0.08, 0.018,
So from 0.08 to 0.2 you can see the firebolt is clearly observed in the image. After that the firebolt is kind of blurry and not specifically highlighted. So even before 0.08 you can't see that. So now let's see how the attributions can be averaged along the different alpha values, because in the in the integration gradients approach we are not just taking the gradients at different alpha values, we need to kind of average those all gradients. That is what we are doing when we are keeping the integration symbol there. So attribution in the image, in this image, is kind of average of all the attributions at different alpha levels. So we can see here the firebolt is much more visible than the initial image which we saw. It is more clear here. So by this we can say that the attributions is following sensitivity, implementation invariance, and also here we can visualize it clearly if the correct firebolt is being, if the weights of the pixels are given correctly for the firebolt in classifying this image as having the firebolt. So let's see a few other images where we have done the integrated gradient approach and the previous approach. We can see in the image on the left side there is an original image. On the right side to the left there are the integrated gradient approach and there are the gradient on the right side. So you can see integrated gradient is having a better view of where the pixel should be highlighted, and the weights are being placed at the right location in the integrated gradient approach, whereas in the gradients we can see the weights are placed all over the image and they are not giving the correct weight to the correct pixel. So by this we can say that the integrated gradient approach is far more better than the regular video tutorial is about the paper by Mukund Sundar Rajan from Google and few other people. So most of the images used in the video are from that paper. I had listed out the links, you can check it out. So this tutorial is just to make or give you a little more understanding about the paper, but you can find more information from the original paper.